just finished the 7th or 8th draft of my novel called Down the Cape, and I wanted to read from the very beginning, because the very beginning doesn't require any explanation. You can just start there. And so this is Chapter 1, Fitting. Veronica Silver stood on a pedestal, chewing on a piece of bubble gum that had long ago lost its flavor. She watched the storefront window shudder in the November gale that raged outside, and she sighed, wishing with all of her heart for just a moment of that breeze. Sweat dripped down along her bare back and down in between her small breasts. A spaghetti strap was sliding down her slick shoulder. On the couch in front of her sat two girls she hardly knew, and the daughter who was becoming more of a stranger to her every day, each of them sweating as well, sleeves rolled up, sweaters discarded, and at her feet crunched a bony old seamstress, shivering in a shawl, fretting with the hemline of a dress that refused to fit, mumbling some kind of curse in some kind of old-world tongue, the only kind of profanity which carried any weight anymore. Veronica gritted her teeth and swallowed her gum. It was going to be a while yet. She was 25 years old, a tall, shapeless mother of one in a slinky lilac gown that wasn't doing her worn-out body any favors. The same dress which had looked good on Mellie, the pleasingly plump sister of the bride, the same dress which the seamstress assured them, based on the measurements provided by email, would look stunning on Veronica's cousin Ashley. This dress seemed to want nothing to do with Veronica. A child-sized version of the ensemble even managed to make Tracy, Veronica's bookish tomboy of a daughter, look like something of a little princess, the heiress to the throne of the Purple Kingdom, or something like that. But on Veronica, the dress just did not work. It hung on her like drapes thrown over a coat stand. She had no hips to fill it out, and barely enough chest to hold it up. And yet, Tracy and Mellie would not stop showering her with compliments. "You look wonderful," said Mellie. "The most beautiful mom I know," said Tracy. Only Jenna, the bride-to-be, remained undecided. "Jenna," said Mellie, "don't you think that she looks good?" Jenna frowned. "It's just not flattering on her, is it?" Veronica could have kissed this girl, so relieved was she to finally have an ally. The seamstress rose to her full height, her creaking joints crackling and popping as she did. She stepped backwards, away from Veronica, and sat on the arm of the couch. "Do you see what I'm saying?" asked Jenna. The seamstress chewed on the end of a pin. "I am not one to admit failure," she said. "Oh," said Jenna, taking the seamstress's hand in her own, that's not what I was saying. But if ever I was one to admit that my magic has left me," the seamstress continued, trailing off into a mumble. Mellie frowned. "I still say she looks good," she said. Beside her, Tracy gave an exasperated sigh. The little girl picked up Veronica's pocketbook and began to rifle through it. "What are you looking for, Trace?" Veronica asked. "Nothing," said Tracy, continuing to dig. Didn't you bring the Game Boy?" "Auntie Ashley's old thing?" "Yeah," said Tracy. "I was going to play Tetris." "We're almost done," said Jenna, smiling a weak smile at Tracy. "I promise." Tracy pulled an envelope from the back pocket, from the pocketbook. "What's this?" she asked. "Put that back, please," said Veronica. Tracy squinted, examining the return address. "This is from Daddy's lawyer, isn't it?" Veronica stepped down from the pedestal and snatched the envelope away from her daughter. "So," said Tracy, her face clenched into a frown. "That's it, then. Your father and I have talked to you about this," said Veronica. "You ruined everything," said Tracy, as she ran for the door, as she stormed out into the tempest. How am I doing for time?
4 minutes and 54 seconds.
Okay, good. And that's a perfect place